Hi everyone, I need to tell you about something I see quite often in my GA4 audits. I open up your traffic acquisition report and all your social media traffic is lumped together under one generic organic social channel, even though social media is a big part of your overall marketing budget. But here's where it gets frustrating. When you try to see which specific platforms are actually driving traffic by adding source medium as a secondary dimension, Facebook shows up as facebook.com, m.facebook.com, fb.me. Sometimes I count 6 different entries for the same platform. If you're a social media manager trying to create clean reports for your stakeholders, this is probably taking up way more of your time when it comes to reports than it needs to be. The good news, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix this. For those who don't know me, hi, I'm Dana DiTommaso, and I've been working with Google Analytics since it first came out. I'm the founder of the Analytics Playbook, and one of the most common frustrations that I hear from social media teams is that GA4 makes their reporting look unprofessional and scattered. Today, I'll walk you through how to create custom channel groups that automatically organize all your social platforms into clean, professional reports. By the end of this video, you'll have purpose-built social media reports that actually make sense. Let me show you what I mean. Here's a typical traffic acquisition report. All social media traffic is grouped here under one organic social channel. That's not really helpful when you need to know which platforms are actually performing. So if we add session source medium right here as a secondary dimension to break it down, now we have facebook.com, lm.facebook.com, m.facebook.com. We have 2 entries for Instagram and 1 for Twitter. This is not really helpful, and if you exported this and showed it to your stakeholders, they would want to know what these technical entries were. They just want to know one answer for Facebook. This happens because social platforms use multiple domains and URL structures. When someone clicks a link from the Facebook mobile app versus the desktop site versus a shortened link, these are all technically different sources, and GA4 shows them as separate sources in the source medium report as a result. If you want to report on just Facebook traffic, you could take this report and search for Facebook, as I just did, and then export this data, but it doesn't look great. There's a much better way to do this that'll make your reporting look so much more professional. Here's what we're going to do. GA4 has this feature called custom channel groups that lets you redefine how traffic gets categorized. Instead of relying on Google's one-size-fits-all approach, you can create your own channels that capture all variations of a single platform. I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up. Here we are in the admin, and then under data display, click on channel groups right here. Then you're going to click on create new channel group. GA4 gives you a copy of all the default channel groups as a starting point, which saves us from building everything from scratch. Now here's where you get to decide what you see in GA4, making it truly your own. I'm going to now create specific channels for each major platform. The first thing I'm going to do is give this a group name, for example, social media channels. All the configuration I'm going to set up now is included in my article going over this process. You can get that link in the description. But I'll walk you through setting up a channel for Facebook to start. To do that, I'll click on Add New Channel right here. We're going to name the channel Facebook, and then for the conditions, first we're going to add a condition group, and then we're going to say where the source partially matches regex. Then the regex we're going to use is Facebook, then a bar, then FB. The reason why we're using this is that'll capture facebook.com, l.facebook.com, m.facebook.com, fb.me, all of them. And now, what is regex? You'll see that term show up in GA4, and what it means is pattern matching. Instead of me saying exactly facebook.com, I can say anything that contains Facebook or FB. This little pipe symbol that I use right here, that means or. So Facebook bar FB means match anything with Facebook or anything with FB. You don't need to become a regex expert for this. I'm giving you the exact patterns that work, and you can copy them directly. And if you need something custom and get stuck, feel free to ask me for help. I'm going to click Apply now to save this channel, and then I'm going to save it here. I'll also set up X, formerly Twitter. I'm going to click Add New Channel. The channel name will be x/Twitter, and since it changed names, we'll use both the old and the new URLs. I'm going to add a condition group, and then for the condition, we're going to choose again the source, and in this case, we're going to choose Matches Regex, and I'm going to paste in my regex from the post. Here it is. Then I'm going to click Apply. Again, with regex, the bar means or, and then these backslashes before the dots. A dot is an actual character that means something in regex. So if I have a backslash before it, that means ignore the fact that this dot is a special character, pretend it's just a dot. Then I'm going to click Save Channel. And now let's set up a channel for Instagram to finish this off. We're going to create the new channel. We'll name it Instagram. Then we'll click on Add Condition Group. And then this is an easy one. This is where the source just contains Instagram. Click Apply. then click Save Channel. Now, if you need other social channels, I've included a very complete list on my website, including the configuration for LinkedIn, Threads, Reddit, Pinterest, Quora, and Blue Sky. If there's a social channel you want to see added, please let me know in the comments for this video. Now, before we save this, click Save Group and move on. Don't do that just yet. This is where most people get stuck. GA4 processes channels in order from top to bottom. So you can see here that each of these channels is ordered 1 through to, in this case, 21. When you create a new channel, as you see here, it's added at the very bottom. But if you leave it there, it will never get used because this organic social channel is up here, and that will capture this traffic first before it moves on to these other channels we've just created. What you need to do is reorder your channels so that they're moved above this default organic social channel. I'm going to scroll back up to the top. You're going to click the reorder button right here, and then scroll down to the bottom, grab your Facebook channel, drag it above organic social, grab your Twitter channel, drag it above organic social, and then the same for Instagram, drag it above organic social. Once you're done reordering all of your channels, scroll back up to the top, click apply, and now let's double check that they made it to the right spot. There they are, above organic social, and now we can click Save Group. Then let's head back to our traffic acquisition report. We're going to go back to Reports, and then Traffic Acquisition. And then if I take a look in this drop down here, you'll see the new channel that I just created, Session Social Media Channels. I'm going to select this. And then we can see, here's our new channels showing up. There's Facebook, there's Instagram. I imagine Twitter is probably on the next page. Let's expand this a little bit to take a look. And there it is there. Fantastic. Now, I also want to change this report so our custom channels always show up when we view it, as opposed to having to select from that drop down. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll back up to the top and then click the pencil here to edit this report. We're going to open the dimension list here, and then we're going to find our Session Social Media Channels channel, drag this all the way up to the top, click the 3 dots, click Set as Default, and then we're going to click on Apply. And so now if we save changes to this report by clicking Save and then Save Changes to Current Report, every time this report is now loaded, it will have our social media channels as the primary dimension already selected. Now let's make a version of this report just to be focused on social media channels. We're going to click on Add Filter, and then we're going to click the dimension drop down here. And then from our filter, we're going to select Session Social Media Channels right here. And then for the match type, we're going to choose Exactly Matches. And then from the drop down, we're going to find our new channels. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter. We're just going to select all the social channels. If you added more than just these 3, make sure to select all of those, then click on Apply. Now you can see this report only has our social media channels in it, which is great. You can also, if you want, modify these. So for example, if you don't need the bar chart, you can click the eyes on here to remove that, and then it just shows the line chart. And if you want to change the metrics here, you can also click on these metrics, and then you can remove them by clicking on the X or open up this drop down to add more metrics. Make sure to click Apply once you've made those changes. And now back up into the report, we're going to click Save, but now we're going to save this as a new report, so we're not overwriting the default report that's included in GA4. We're going to call this report Social Media Traffic Acquisition. And now we're going to click Save. And now let's add this to our navigation. We're going to click back to get out of here. And then in order to load up reports, normally it would just show here in the navigation. At the time I'm recording this, there's a bug in GA4 where you have to go somewhere else like Explore and then back into Reports again to get that navigation to show up after you edit a report. Hopefully it is fixed by the time you're watching this video. But now I can go into my library. Then in my library, you can see here that we have these collections. Collections are these items that show up here: business objectives, life cycle, and so on. In this case, we're going to add this so it shows up right here between traffic acquisition and landing page. Let's click on the 3 dots and we're going to click on Edit. And now you can see our list of reports shows up here. Let's search for that social media report we just made. And now here's our social media traffic acquisition. We can just drag that over to where we want it to go between traffic and landing pages. Click Save Changes to Current Collection, and then hit back. And now when we open up Generate Leads, there's our social media traffic acquisition report. The difference this makes in your reporting is incredible. Instead of manually calculating totals across multiple fragmented entries, you get professional-looking reports that your stakeholders can actually understand. I've got the complete step-by-step guide linked in the description below, including all the regex patterns you need for different platforms. And here's what I want to know from you. Is there a social platform that I missed in my list? Drop a comment and let me know what you need to make this report work for you. I read every single comment and I'll help you figure out the right setup for your specific situation. If this helped you clean up your social media reporting, please like this video and subscribe for more GA4 tutorials that actually solve real problems. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.